Hello friends, welcome to my new lecture of unit number 4, heat treatment of metals. I am Harshal Warade, assistant professor working in Sanjini College of Engineering, Kopargaon. Let us learn today annealing. We know that annealing is one of the heat treatment processes. It is an important heat treatment processes of all. So today we will learn about annealing. So this operation consists of heating the metal to a certain predetermined temperature, holding at that temperature for a sufficient time to allow the necessary changes to occur, and then cooling slowly by switching off the furnace. So in this case what we are doing, suppose if it is a particular steel, then what we are going to do, we are going to heat the steel to a certain predetermined temperature where the austenitic phase in that steel is obtained. Okay, for a sufficient time we allow it for necessary changes to occur. So austenitization should occur, and then after austenitization of that or occurrence of austenite phase in the steel, what we are going to do, we are going to slowly cool the steel by switching off the furnace. So that metal, that is steel, we are going to keep inside the furnace itself, and we are going to switch off the furnace. Then the char inside the furnace gets cooled to room temperature along with the furnace itself. This is a very slow cooling rate process. So annealing heat treatment is mainly carried out to obtain the following properties. So what is the basic aim of annealing heat treatment process? So following are the different points in order to obtain the different properties in that particular material. Mostly we are discussing here about steel, so we will write down the points related to steels, or we will discuss about the properties which should be inculcated there in steel. So first one is to relieve the internal stresses induced by the previous cold working operations. Second is to improve the machinability of steel or metal. Third is to soften the steel. Fourth is to refine and homogenize the microstructure of steel. Fifth point is to induce the stable structure. Sixth point is to produce desired microstructure. Seventh point is to improve the mechanical, physical, electrical and magnetic properties of steel. Annealing heat treatment process can be classified as follows. First type of annealing heat treatment is stress relief annealing. Second is process annealing. Third is spheroids annealing. Fourth one is full annealing. Let us learn one by one these types of annealing process. First one is stress relief annealing. When the metal is cold work, it gets work hardened or strain hardened. We all know this phenomenon of work hardening or strain hardening. Also, the microstructure becomes distorted due to the increase in dislocation density. So, as the metal is cold work, its hardness and strength increases while its ductility decreases. So, to restore the toughness in the metal by removing the internal stresses induced by cold working operations, a stress relief annealing is carried out. This process eliminates the internal stresses or residual stresses induced by welding, casting or cold working. So in this process, the cold work steel is heated to a temperature between 500 degrees Celsius to 550 degrees Celsius. It is held at this temperature for about 1 to 2 hours, and then it is cooled to room temperature conditions. Due to this treatment, the internal stresses are relieved without change in microstructure. If these stresses are not relieved, they might be later on cause warpage or even failure of the metallic component. So stress relief annealing is best suitable for both ferrous as well as non-ferrous metals and alloys. Second annealing process is, or second type of annealing process is process annealing. This is also known as intermediate annealing. This is mainly used in sheet metal and wire drawing industries. In these industries, a heavy cold working operation is done, for which initial 50% cold working is done, and then the process annealing is carried out to soften the steel by recrystallization, and then further cold working is carried out. In this process, the initially cold work steel is heated above its recrystallization temperature, that is about 600 degrees Celsius, that is below 727 degrees Celsius in iron carbide equilibrium diagram, and held at this temperature for sufficient length of time and then cooled to room temperature conditions. Due to this treatment, recrystallization occurs and the steel gets softened so that the further cold working of steel can be carried out. Third type of annealing is spheroidized annealing or spheroidized annealing. Generally, hypereutectoid steels. This is one type of steel, that is, we are going to call it as high carbon steels. It contains the perlite and cementite network at room temperature, due to which this possesses poor machinability because the cutting tool cannot penetrate through the hard and brittle cementite plates. But in this spheroidized annealing or spheroidizing process produces spheroidal or globular form of cementite from its plates of cementite so that the machinability will be improved. So this process consists of heating the steel to a temperature 650 degrees Celsius temperature to 700 degrees Celsius temperature conditions and held for a soaking time, then cooled to a room temperature. Next is full annealing process. The main purpose of full annealing process is to refine the grains, to induce the softness, and to improve the electrical and magnetic properties, and in certain cases to improve the machinability of the metal, especially steels. So in this process, the steels are heated above 800 degrees Celsius temperature by 30 to 50 degrees Celsius. After giving a proper soaking time, it is cooled slowly in the furnace itself by sweltering of the furnace at high temperature to room temperature. Due to very slow cooling, it causes the austenite to decompose at low degree so as to form a perlite plus ferrite structure in hypoeutectoid steels and perlite plus cementite structure in hypereutectoid steels. So these are the few references which I have referred for lecture. You can refer the same references for further reading. Thank you.